Well, I don't know if you know about the history of that, but I was cast as Jax on two occasions. In the first Mortal Kombat movie, but then uh, it it um it kind of um, coincided with the filming of the Mike Tyson movie that I started. And then the second time I was to be Jax, it it conflicted with Spawn.
Nerd Reactor, roll out.
Michael, Gillian, how's it going?
Good,
Good.
real
Nice
good.
to see you.
Same here. Yeah. So you have a new movie coming out, Trouble Man, and
Hmm.
Michael, you're directing this,
Yeah.
and so I just want to know, just with that, like, what is it like just being behind the scenes? Because usually you're in front of the screen, and now you're behind the screen.
Well, I mean, I've been doing this for a while, and even when I'm in front of the screen, um, it's hard to turn off the directing eye, in a way. And so, I mean, being that one of the writers and everything else, it actually feels comfortable for me. Very comfortable. It's very natural for me.
Oh yeah, and Gillian, you're in this. You're on the other side. You get to see this happening everywhere. So what is that like for you? Just having Michael direct you.
Well, this is the, have you directed me before?
Yeah.
I can't remember. Oh, yes, he did. Never Back Down 3.
Yeah.
There you
I'm
go.
totally forgetting. But yeah, I love seeing him when he's kind of playing all positions because it's pretty cool to see him just be so calm and collected, acting, directing, the little figuring out problems and stuff that are going on the set. It's pretty amazing, but he's a great director. You know, he's an actor, so he knows how to direct actors, which is always a bonus.
Oh yeah. So now I want to ask is what was like a problem on set that you saw and then you had to fix it, and how did you overcome that?
Oh my God. That was like every day.
Yeah. But it's a trip because I mean that's the nature of filmmaking.
It is.
You're always going to do that from even before the filming starts. It's always problem solving, and that's one of the things that I kind of enjoy. It's been a strength of mine. Even for my peer groups and my family, it's always like, and my wife can attest because she's the same way. We're just good problem solvers, and when you've hired a bunch of people who are really good at their job, it becomes kind of easy. It's the deck is stacked in your favor. So, you have a bunch of problem solvers who enjoy solving problems, and me being the main one. Because when you're in the director's chair, people just kind of relinquish a lot of things to you, and they no longer think about stuff. Like sometimes common sense doesn't appear, you know, and you're
So
the
Michael
one
will
that.
take care of it.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I'm used to being in that position, and I really enjoy it.
Oh yeah. And one scene I want to talk about between you two, just the tension between you two, and it's like, what are we? What's happening? And I feel like just me watching this, how much of it is true to life and how much of it is like fiction?
Well, you wrote it.
Well,
So no, there are elements of our dynamic in this film that are true. Like
yeah,
there's certain things that he actually wrote that we've said in real life.
absolutely. Like
Yeah.
when I got her back, like because we like in this movie, we are we are once lovers that lost each other
Mhm.
and came back together. And one of the things that clinched Gillian and I coming back together is something I say in the movie, where it was something like, I lost you once, I'm not going to be stupid enough to lose you again. But that came out of real
Yeah,
life.
that's a real life statement.
Yeah, and being kind of the alpha male, cock of the walk kind of person in my past, thinking that I got it all together, realizing that uh, there's a lot of developing that my character was still to do, as is reflected in this movie as well. So yeah, so I put some personal things in there.
Yeah. And one of my favorite parts about this movie is just the beginning where you're dealing with different types of, I would say, adversaries, opponents, where they're like, I'm not going to listen to you. It's like, who are you? So, and then you're
Yeah.
like, come on, you got to listen to me. You know, this is, it's like, I don't want to do this, but it happens again. Like these guys, you know, they, they just don't want to listen. So what is that like for you doing those scenes? And like, what did you want to show out of that?
Well, I think this one of the scenes that you're referring to is when I get visited and put at gunpoint.
That's one of the scenes. The other one's like at the beginning where you're
gym.
at the gym. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just reflective in nature, like, you know, if you can solve problems verbally, then by all means do that. Uh, I feel like, you know, violence should be a last resort in those cases. So I'm reflecting a character that's like that. Of course, my character used to be a police officer, so he's used to apprehending people. But just like a lot of cops who are in the right frame of mind, well, you'd like to be able to handle things verbally uh, and instead of physically. But you know, sometimes you can't help it.
Yeah. It's just a martial arts movie. You know, it's not, it's going to end in physical altercation.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, there's going to be an expectation of that to the viewer.
Yeah. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
they solved it verbally. I guess show's over.
Yeah, you got to do it for them so they don't have to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And so in this movie, you both of you get to have a fight scene, and so doing that and then recording it, directing it, and just being in that, what was that like?
Well, we work out all the time. We're always sparring against each other, just like in the gym and at home. So it's just kind of putting it on screen. You know, we're in that element. It's a lot of moving pieces. You got the lighting, you got the DP, you got everything's going on. So it's just that moment for me. I have to just kind of focus on let's get this going because you know time is always of essence when you're filming. So it's you don't have too much like slack. You gotta kind of knock it out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And with this the trouble man, so it's like the arc, right, for Michael, your character, where sometimes there's trouble, but then you at the end you find a way. And so what is that like for the message? Like how does that relate to you as a person for both of you? Like just the growth.
Yeah, well, I always want to play real characters, full, like fleshed out characters. And, you know, I'm luckily in a position where I could start implementing my own type of personality into these things. So, you know, a lot of actors have the benefit of, you know, being themselves. I'm one of these actors that I've kind of had to grow into it because I played such extreme characters in the past that like I say, it's a luxury for me to put my sensibilities in this. And so, you know, so I, you know, that's something I look forward to, and then people start to see my brand and who I am.
And for
Yeah, for
Gillian.
me, this character Gina, I mean, she's very much like me, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's that kind of no nonsense. Like, I'm not going to waste my time with someone who's playing around or getting me involved in stuff. Like, I want to make it a serious thing. And if you're not on the same page as me, then we can go our separate ways and it's okay. Like, she's just very, and that's how I am in real life, you know, just, you know, you gotta
Yeah.
pick and choose.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. But like with Gina, like she knows what she wants, but also giving your character like Michael like another chance. So
Mhm.
She gives him a chance, but you know, she can give him a little bit of a hard time for him to make that decision.
Unlike reality. No, but yeah, there's a lot of things that, you know, I think that's the thing is I think it's incumbent on the actor to draw from reality. You know, what connects us all as human beings is that. And so people recognize it when they see it. And I don't know if it's just a cheat code, but like, hey, we basically are bringing like true to life things into this movie, and of course, definitely because the idea of what an alpha male is, and the image that people may have, even of themselves, may not be so, it may not be the truth until you're tested, and then only in adversity are you faced with who you really are and what want to become. And so that's what's in this character. And with the right woman, you could become the man that you said or you thought you were. And that's something that rings for me in true life. I wasn't the man I thought I was until I had the woman that I needed to be with.
Yeah, yeah. And also the cast, right? Like those would help out with the movies too. And this is a stacked cast. You know, you have Orlando Jones, you have Method Man. So working with them, these artists, what was that like?
Oh, it was amazing.
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 Just so much talent.
Yeah, Method
Yeah.
Man. If it wasn't for Method Man, I don't think this movie I would have done it. I really because I'm a child of the Fred Williamson, Jim Brown's era, and I love the way in the '70s you match these alpha males together, and it was such a powerful thing on screen. And so, in with that character of Money, uh, if it wasn't for Method Man, I wouldn't have desired to get this movie done, because he to me is that. He is, he's his own character. He's built up just a reputation and a respect and a career that just warrants this type of thing. Um, yeah, I'm a big fan of his. I've always have been, but I became a bigger fan after he's done so much work on himself and he's helping others, with situations with mental health and all that type of stuff. So to me, that guy is a hero, and I'm a big fan.
Oh yeah. And so recently this week a trailer popped up. So I don't know if you keep track on, let's say for example Mortal Kombat 2 is coming out and the trailer for that one came out. So I don't know if you watched that or you're like too busy with like your other projects.
Oh no, I didn't know
Yeah.
anything about that.
Yeah, so I
I
don't
heard
know
it
if like
came out, but I didn't get a chance to watch a trailer.
yeah. So that's why like watching that I was like, "Oh man, what would happen if like Michael J. White was still a part of it somehow?" But
Oh
uh yeah.
yeah, I'm clueless. I don't know anything
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
it.
he's too busy.
Yeah.
He's working on his own projects.
Oh yeah, for sure. And so I guess I want to ask, like, for you with Mortal Kombat, because you played Jax, and I was wondering if there's ever like the most fondest memory of just being a part of that project.
Well, I don't know if you know about the history of that, but I was cast as Jax on two occasions. In the first Mortal Kombat movie, but then uh, it it um, it kind of um, coincided with the filming of the Mike Tyson movie that I started. And then the second time I was to be Jax, it it conflicted with Spawn, so I couldn't be Jax again. So yeah, there's a little bit of a history there. I mean, I got a chance to finally play the character in the series that we were instrumental in putting together, the internet series. But yeah, that's my history with it.
Yeah. But I guess like the choice that you had with Spawn went out well because I enjoyed Spawn, and that one you get to be with opposite of John Leguizamo.
Hmm.
And I want to ask, like, for that one, Spawn, any fond memories of that one?
Well, my fondest memory is encountering Martin Sheen, who to me was one of the most tremendous human beings I'd ever met. Just on or off set. He's just a person that I wanted to emulate. The way he was with people and how gracious he was, and how transparent and loving and giving he was. So I always wanted to be like that guy since I met him.
There you go. Yeah, yeah. And Gillian, for you, I'm watching Cleaning Lady, the Cleaning Lady. So I'm not able to watch all of it yet. And for that one, for you working on that project, what was that like the fondest memory for you?
Well, it was great because that was the first time I had ever played an MMA kind of underground fighter. And Michael's been training me for a while, in fight techniques and styles for film, as well as we just train all the time. But it's really a joy when I can actually use it on screen. I got cast in that pilot way before the pandemic,
Oh, wow.
and then it shut down. So when they circled back around, I didn't think they were going to think of me again, and they did. And so it was actually really cool that they still had me in mind for that character. I think I was called Dark Diva or something like that. And yeah, to me, it was just exciting to actually play a MMA, and I got to work with Holly Holmes and Michelle Karate Hottie. I actually got to fight with actual MMA fighters, pro. So that was actually really cool.
Don't forget Rita Rooney.
Oh my gosh. He loves to laugh. So I was on a show called Sam and Cat on Nickelodeon, a super popular show with Ariana Grande and other actress, I forgot her name right now. But I played Rita Rooney, a top MMA fighter, which was kind of crafted after Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
And that's like one of the episodes that's super popular with the kids. So like a lot of our children's friends, like they'll come over here to this day. And they're teenagers now. They're like, "Oh my God, you were Rita Rooney." So it's like, what? So yeah, but it's cool when I get to play, actual fighters. That's really cool.
Oh yeah. So then I want to ask, like, for each of you, has there ever been a moment where like, oh, these fans, they might come up to me for this or that, but then like, for example, the Rita thing, that's different, that caught you off guard. So is there like another example of that where you were caught off guard by what the fans enjoyed of your projects?
Oh gosh. Well, I think the one I get more than anything is Xena Warrior Princess, because that was a really long time ago. But to this day, I still have people like, "You are Mori and Xena," because I forget how big that fan base was. The whole Hercules Xena thing.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And our episode was a little special because not only did we do the whole storyline, but we also did a musical. So, I got to perform with Lucy Lawless and we did a duet together. So it was kind of cool. But yeah, people who were fans of Xena, they don't let that show go.
I know.
They still talking about that character.
There's a convention that just keeps on happening. You don't have a Hercules convention, you have a Xena convention.
They have Xena, and the first convention I ever did was a Xena Warrior Princess convention. That was actually pretty cool. I saw people were coming from all over the world just to get autographs and photos. So that was a cool experience.
Oh yeah. Michael, what about you?
Well, I get surprised by, I do a podcast called the Vlad TV. And a lot of times people approach me and they talk about largely about like, I guess me commentating or being interviewed on Vlad. So that's been a big surprise. But Vlad's a friend of ours.
Yeah.
And so me talking to him is like, talking to a buddy. And I forget that like there's millions of people who can see it. So he's really getting the real side of me without any kind of filter.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I want to touch on both of you, how your training, right? Just it's still a thing. You guys train nonstop, martial arts and all that. And so what is that like in terms of how do you guys push each other to just keep going? And has it been to a point where you're conditioned to it, so it's not a problem?
Yeah, I don't think it's a problem.
No.
We train as much as we possibly can. Sometimes we get busy with projects or work or just Zooms or whatever, and we can't do that. But when we get in there, we push each other. He pushes me harder. We worked out yesterday, and I was having a very exhausted day, but he pushed me, so we got through it.
Yeah, and Michael, so what is it like for you just trying to just push people into doing that? Like, what's your mindset behind that, and for yourself too?
Well, yeah. So I of course, I'll add other elements, and since I've been doing it for so long, so and and for me, it's reviewing, and no matter what it is, it's about your basics, and so it gets me a chance to train with my basics a lot. I have my training with my wife, but then I have sometimes my stuff, myself, and I'm training with other professionals. So it's beneficial both ways. But I get a lot, and I get to a point where even working out, like the conditioning exercise, the weights and things like that, she's gotten to a point where her technique is so great that she can check me on mine. And that's ultimately one of the things I love to have, that she can, in certain ways she's better than me. She does some things just better than I do. And so now that inspires me.
And what would be the type of like exercise that you guys would both enjoy, whether it's strength training or cardio?
Well, running, I mean,
Yeah, we run at the track. That's all we do: sprints, stairs. And of course, that's outside of martial arts. But yeah, it's just the conditioning that we like to keep up.
yeah, yeah, the running is something that just works well for both of us, and just psychologically, being able to be in running shape is something that we aspire to.
Mhm.
She does more hiking than I do.
I love the outdoors.
Yeah,
Yeah, hiking's fun because it's exercising, but also the scenery.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And I want to like future projects, right? Like let's say dream projects. If there's like that one dream project that you can make happen, and no obstacles, whatever. Like what would that be for each of you?
Well, if it's together, I've always wanted to do kind of a Mr. and Mrs. Smith kind of thing with both
Oh
of us.
yeah.
Yeah, because I think we would kill that.
yeah. That we've got some dream projects. There's one that is yeah, I won't mention it, but it's a movie that we have in our midst that uh, would be starring my wife, that I think is something that's very, very exciting for both of us. But she's got a movie that we're looking like we're going to be doing at the either the end of the year or the top of next year, which is an action movie. She's already done a movie called Take Back. She was the first African American female martial arts lead ever in a movie, and she killed that. But there's another one that we're planning on doing that's much better. That's a real kick-ass action movie that we've got the money together and we're going to do once we have the time. So and then for me, there's all right. I've got a number of them. I've got a number of them that are
He does.
in the works that I'm very excited about.
Gillian, Michael, it's been a pleasure chatting with you both. And yeah, can't wait for Trouble Man to come out, and also future projects. Gillian, your other solo fight movie. Yeah,
Yeah, thank you. It was great talking to you today.
same here.
All
All
right.
right.
Take care.
Take care.